Next topic, transmission media and reflections. Here the space between transmitting antenna and receiving antenna is called transmission medium. And if signals are reached to the receiving antenna, a part of it is received by the receiving antenna, a part of it is reflected. So that creates reflections. If there is a mismatch between transmitting antenna and free space, and there is a mismatch between receiving antenna and LNA. So due to mismatch, there are some reflections. So we are going to study this transmission media and reflections. Transmission media and reflections. Here, input signal, a transmitter, and this is a receiver. Here input signal, power amplifier, transmitting antenna. So the input signal is amplified in power amplifier and it is given to a transmitting antenna where it is radiated into free space. So the signal transmitted by the transmitting antenna will receive at the receiving antenna and that is given to low noise amplifier and that is given to output. So we have transmitter at base station and receiver at our handset. We have transmitter at handset and receiver at base station, vice versa. Here the space between these two antennas is called transmission medium. There are different types of media. Between two antennas of base station and receiver, we have air. Here air is the transmission media between the transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. Air as the transmission media. In this media, signal that is being transmitted as an electromagnetic wave. How waves are transmitted in transmission media? As electromagnetic waves. Why means this antenna radiates EM waves. Hence waves are transmitted as electromagnetic waves. Like so waves are transmitted as electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves are susceptible to reflections. So most of the signals are transmitted. Also, as the distance between transmitter and receiver decreases, the power received on receiving antenna decreases by the square of the distance. So let the distance between two antennas be x. Then power received by the receiving antenna is given by this one, theoretically, but practically the formula will somewhat modified. But practically it is not true because the antenna has some directivity, that means antenna has gain. So antenna also has some area. Larger the area of the antenna, more signal it will receive. Similarly transmitting in all directions, all possible directions like this. This is transmitting antenna, will transmit in all directions. Suppose the receiving antenna, the entire surface of the sphere surrounding the transmitting antenna. So this is the area of the transmitting antenna. If receiving antenna also cover this entire area, so whatever power that is transmitted, that is received by the receiving antenna. No losses. But if receiving antenna is directional antenna, like this, if receiving antenna is directional antenna, so receiving antenna will receive a part of the transmitted signal. There is some loss. In that case, all power that is transmitted, but in previous case. So all power transmitted is received. Amount of power received is directly proportional to area. If this area increases, power received is also increases. But in practical cases, there is some losses. So all power transmitted by transmitter are not really received by the receiver. Some of it are lost in air, in atmosphere as a heat. So we typically minimize the losses to handle much power at the receiving antenna. So we choose a characteristic impedance. This characteristic impedance is chosen to minimize losses and also to handle much power as possible. Generally, characteristic impedance of antenna is 50 ohms. That is standard international wide. is characteristic impedance? Characteristic impedance is most important parameter for any transmission line. So characteristic impedance is a ratio of magnitude of voltage and current waves in an infinite transmission line at zero reflections wave condition. When there are no reflections, then the ratio of magnitude of voltage to current is represented by characteristic impedance. So in general, initially there are no reflected waves in the transmission line. The impedance calculated at this condition is called characteristic impedance. So this is input power amplifier, this is wave out transmitted from transmitting antenna to receiving antenna. When the transmitted wave reaches to the receiving antenna, what happened? A part of it is received, a part of it is reflected. So reflected. So waves are generally, reflected waves are generated and reflected towards the source. So characteristic impedance can be represented mathematically as this formula. Z0 is equal to square root of R plus J omega L by G plus J omega C. R is resistance, inductance, conductance, capacitance, and omega is angular frequency. If you have any waveguide, electromagnetic waveguide, this is waveguide in between. Electromagnetic waveguide could be wire, it could be a real waveguide, it could be atmosphere, could be anything like this. If I want to transmit a certain signal over this waveguide by using source, this source, voltage source. So I want to receive the same at the load. How it is possible? There should be some impedance matching. Then only same signal will be received at the load. Here voltage source is a power source. Typically voltage sources are inseparable from source resistance. That means all voltage sources have certain amount of source resistance. We can't decrease the source resistance. If you want to transmit Vs over a waveguide and receive it at RL. Now EM theory, transmission line theory, waveguide theory, optic give same results. We may use any theory to calculate voltage received at the load. So this is voltage source, source resistance, waveguide and RL. Reflection coefficient gamma. If there is a wave through a waveguide and hitting the certain object, a portion of wave gets absorbed into the object and a portion of wave reflected back from the object. So what portion of the wave is reflected back from the object is given by the reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient represents amount of power that is reflected back towards the source. So we have a wave of amplitude V hitting the load RL. So this is the wave of amplitude V hitting the RL. What happened? The gamma times B, that means gamma L, B is going back from the load towards the source. So that is a reflected wave. Reflected wave from the load. This is reflection coefficient at load. So this is hitting the source. So here from source also there should be some reflection. What is wave reflected from? When this reflected wave hits the source, a part of it is re-reflected back, which is given by this formula. So re-reflected signal from the source is given rho L, rho S, V. Sorry, not rho L, gamma S, V. Gamma L is load reflection coefficient, gamma S is source reflection coefficient. So reflection coefficient at load and source can be defined as load reflection coefficient gamma L is equal to ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. Source reflection coefficient gamma S is ZS minus Z0 by ZS plus Z0. So ZS is characteristic impedance of the source, Z0 is characteristic impedance of waveguide, ZL is characteristic impedance of the load. So when we are talking about antenna, it has some characteristic impedance Z0. So this input power amplifier transmitting antenna, this characteristic impedance Z0 must be same as the output impedance of the power amplifier. Then only there should be some matching. So this antenna hand over signal to the atmosphere. This antenna hand over signal to the atmosphere. And hand over to the receiving antenna. From atmosphere, the signal is hand over to the atmosphere, receiving antenna. The receiving antenna characteristic impedance must be equal to input impedance of LNA. And this receiving antenna hand over signal to the LNA. Here, say previous figure, this signal hitting the load, a part of it is reflected and hits the source. A part of, once again, this hitting signal also reflected back towards the source. That means reflections are front to back. So reflection coefficient at load and source can be defined as previous formula. For example, if ZL is equal to Z0, if this load impedance is equal to Z0, then no reflected signal from load. Similarly, if ZS is equal to Z0, from source side also no reflections, no echoes from the source. So this is the same system. If ZL is equal to Z0, no reflections from LNA. For example, this is LNA. If the Z0 is equal to ZL, then no reflections from LNA. That is all signals absorbed by the LNA. For example, if Z0 is equal to ZS, what are the signal that is given? That is radiated into free space. So for this, characteristic impedance of antenna is equal to input impedance of LNA here. This. Z0 is equal to 50 ohms. So input impedance of LNA should be 50 ohms. Now power amplifier. Gamma S0 means no reflections from source side. That is happened when only ZS is equal to Z0. If ZS is equal to Z0, that will stop the echoes being allowed at the output of the power amplifier. Here no echoes. The input impedance of LNA has to match it to the Z0 of the antenna. The output of power amplifier has to match to the Z0 of the antenna. Okay? The LNA with no reflections, with good matching, signal is handed over to the mixer. So this is the case. Here, if there is impedance matching between these two, whatever signal that is received by the antenna is given to LNA, and whatever signal that is received by the LNA is given to mixer, if there is a good impedance matching bit. Similarly, transmission line case also same thing. Here, ZS is equal to Z0, then total signal received by the LNA is given to the mixer. Here also, the ZL is equal to Z0, then only signal will be received by the mixer. Here LNA and power amplifier also certain characteristic impedance. The output impedance of power amplifier must be equal to characteristic impedance of the transmitting antenna. Similarly, the input impedance of LNA must be equal to characteristic impedance of the receiving antenna. This is conditions. Here, let us consider source. The source impedance RS. I want to transmit something over a medium, could be air, wire, waveguide. I want to receive it across the load ZL. How signal transmitted and reflected, once again re-reflected. Remember reflection coefficient, wave reflected wave by incident wave. This is this one. The formula for characteristic impedance Z0. For conducting wire Z0. This is how waves are reflected from source to load and load to source. Case 1.